विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यन्निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिरिवोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यस्साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलन वैचित्रचित्रीकृतं मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यपि महायोगी वय स्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ 136 उपासनं नातिपक्वम् इह अस्य परत्रसः मरणे ब्रह्मलोके वा तत्त्वं विज्ञाय मुच्यते. So in these verses, beginning from verse 123, Vidyaranya talks about this Nirguna Brahma Upasana Vritti getting converted into Jnana Vritti. Upasana leads to knowledge. So this Aham Brahmasmi Vritti Avritti gets converted into Aham Brahmasmi Jnana Vritti. And this Upasana Vritti is definitely a karma, is a form of a karma. But capacity to remove obstacles in the mind, karma will generate a karma phala. Karma phala is in terms of nivritti from obstacles because of this upasana. So then the Mahavakya vichara, the analysis which you are doing in the mind, etc., becomes effective, efficient. So means both things are there, it means. So the person has actually was listening and he found after some time that I am not able to appreciate, this is a fact. Whether you know you are Brahman or not, it's a fact. Fact cannot be changed, right? Whether you know it or you don't know it. There is no sunrise is a fact. Whether you know it or don't know it. Fact cannot be dependent upon anyone, anything, or anyone's belief. Because fact is something which cannot be negated. Means what? If anybody believes or anybody negates, still it will not be negated. If anyone negates, still it will not be negated. Anyone believes, well, there will not be any change. Fact is like that. So you are Brahman, that's a fact. Knowing, there is a benefit. If you don't know, there is no benefit. If you don't know it, being a self-conscious being, you are going to judge something else about you. And that judgment is basically that I am a samsari. Because if you don't know that you are a samsari Brahman, so therefore you will not take it yourself as a samsari, then you will take yourself as a samsari. That's it. There is no third thing. And therefore samsari means which is subject to karma, subject to janma, marana, etc. and everything, subject to limitations. So, here we are introducing, this topic has been introduced and been narrated that the person was listening the Shastra and paying attention, yet he is not able to accept it as a fact that I am Brahman. Not immediately, even after a few years. Then definitely he has to do something in order to remove obstacle. And that obstacle could be anything. What is that obstacle? Even Vidyaranya has not said. Because what is adrishtam, nobody will know. Drashtam something, well, maybe extrovertedness, etc. could be there. That is okay, then Karma Yoga can help you. One obstacle, Swamiji, your obstacle is there. How do you say it is not there? Because you said Karma Yoga gives a qualification. Means Karma Yoga removes a certain obstacle called Raga, Dvesha, Kama, Kruta, whatever. We generally say that. So therefore obstacles are known. Why do you say like that? But there are obstacles which are unknown also. So there are obstacles which are in terms of a certain papam, etc. of the previous janmas, which is not allowing, because this is going to make you free. You are already free, but you will know it and you will enjoy the freedom which you are searching, right, in all your activities. But well, you are not able to understand, means there is some obstacle which we call it as even papam. So drashta pratibandha, adrishta pratibandha, whatever is there. But Swamiji, in drashta pratibandha, how can Nirguna Brahma Upasana can help? Well, you are doing Karma Yoga, then that will also help. But add this thing, other than your Karma Yoga, etc. Add Nirguna Brahma Upasana, especially coming into the Vedanta field, and you are there for, and you have a little commitment, you have a certain conviction, and then in that case, don't go to Saguna Brahma Upasana, etc. Just continue Nirguna Brahma Upasana or start Nirguna Brahma Upasana. Anyway, so, and parallelly you definitely listen to the Shastra. And now the thing which you were not able to understand before you did this Nirguna Brahma Upasana, now you are able to appreciate it because the obstacles have been taken care of by the Upasana, etc. So definitely Nirguna Brahma Upasanam gives Jnanam where we have to fill up everything. Upasanam cannot give you Jnanam. Jnanam is possible by Pramana, means of knowledge. Upasana is not a means of knowledge. Why Upasana is not a means of knowledge? Why Upasana? Means of knowledge is something which reveals certain realities, right? Yeah. What Upasana reveals? What Upasana reveals? A reality. In fact, Upasana means you are superimposing. The reality is something else. Upasana means a superimposition. So you are basic, for you the reality is that you are Jiva and you are superimposing Brahman upon oneself. So this is no superimposition can be called as a reality. And therefore, Upasana is not a means of knowledge. We should know this very clearly. Therefore, Upasana leads to knowledge. It's not actually Upasana is a means of knowledge which you operate to give the Jnanam that Aham Brahmasmi. So we have to fill up. That parallelly is doing Shravanam, and now the Shravanam becomes more and more effective because of the Upasana, obstacles are being taken care of, and therefore now the person is able to understand that yes, it's a fact. I am able to understand that I am Brahman, etc. So this is what it is. So so any upasana we have to accept it. Saguna Brahma Upasana, that is also going to come little bit contention is there. Saguna Brahma Upasana and Nirguna Brahma Upasana, either way, it cannot produce Jnana. Mahavakya Vichara alone is alone giving you the knowledge. And so in chapter 7 also, verse 69, we already saw also that Sarvatra eva Mahavakya Vicharat Aparoksha Dihi. Very clearly has been said. Because some people may feel that he is advocating for Nirguna Brahma Upasana Vidyaranya, such a great teacher, master of the teachers, who is advocating Nirguna Brahma Upasana and also saying Nirguna Brahma Upasana leads to knowledge, means definitely there is no need of Mahavakya Vichara. There is no need of Shravanam. So I am reminding you that it is already said in chapter 7, 69, and here also, of course, I am showing and I am going to show further. Sarvatra eva Mahavakya Vicharat Aparokshadihi. This Aparoksha Jnanam, the immediate knowledge. Immediate knowledge means knowledge of the self. The self is immediate. There is nothing immediate other than the self. There is nothing immediate. Everything is, whatever is an object cannot be immediate. It can be either perceived or it is known indirectly. That's not immediate. Immediate is only one thing. Everything is either Pratyaksha or Paroksha. What is immediate is one thing, Aparoksha is only one thing, and that is yourself. Yourself is immediate, there is nothing else. And regarding that self, well, he has this knowledge, that Aham Brahman, etc. That kind of a knowledge, Mahavakya Vicharat eva Sarvatra. In any case, Either a person is doing Karma Yoga, either a person is doing Saguna Brahma Upasana, either a person is doing, Tirtha Yatra, other person is doing Nirguna Brahma Upasana. Wow. Either any religious means you employ. All religious means either you employ or even you, but ultimate means is this Mahavakya Vichara, which is called Shravanam. He is giving you the knowledge. So, this Nirguna Brahma Upasaka, should parallelly pursue this Mahavakya Vichara. Vichara is a pramana. Upasana is a purifier. So, but why we have to clarify something? You have not to clarify, but we have to clarify. Because Sarvatra, everywhere, Acharyas loosely say, sometimes. No, they think that we know. Because it has been said clearly at one place, in one corner, in a Shastra. And then they just employ, including Bhagavan. Ekam Sankhyamcha Yogamcha Yapashyati Sapashyati. One who sees Sankyam, the Jnanam, Atma Jnanam, and Karma Yoga as just one means alone for the moksha. Means Karma Yoga also leads to moksha, and Atma Jnanam also leads to moksha. That's how it should be. It's a loose statement. Karmana eva samsiddhim asthitaha janakadaya. In 3rd chapter, Bhagavan said so loosely, Karmana eva. By karma alone, Janaka, etc., samsiddhim labhade. They gain samsiddhi, moksha. Janaka adaya, Bhagavan said. Janaka, etc., I mean, Ashwapati and there are other people, they remain engaged all the time as a ruler of the kingdom. And maybe with that karma, they must be doing the duty towards the praja will be duty, towards the Ishvara. Well, Karma Yoga, fine. Karmana eva. By karma alone they gain. Loose statement. It's a loose statement. Definitely loose. It's really not loose. If we lose the understanding of the vision of the Shastra, they are not loose. They have already clarified so many places. Bhagavan has clarified that you are Brahman. Then 2nd chapter, Bhagavan very clearly, from the 12th verse itself, Bhagavan, the 12th verse is enough. In fact, honestly, just 12th verse of the 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita is just enough. Yeah, just enough. Where he said that no one dies and no one has taken birth and no one is going to die, and it will not be the case that no one in this field of Kurukshetra, no one will be there in the future. Whoever is there, they are going to remain in the future, infinite future, they are going to be there. And no one was not there in the past also was not the case. They all were there in the beginningless past. What is that? They are going to die. They have taken birth. Somebody is 50-year-old, 60-year-old, 40-year-old. They have come here on 40, before 40 years, 50 years. They are going to die now in this war. What Bhagavan is saying. So you can understand. Directly indicated the Atma, which is Sat, which is in the form of existence, where the nature is existence. Therefore, there is no question of being non-existent, either of the past or of the future. There is no question, of course, in the present because they are there. But when Bhagavan says like that everyone was existing in the past, everyone will be there in the infinite future also, means there is no death. There is no Janma. So clear. What I am saying is Bhagavan has made clear everything. And one has to know then what in order to become free from the sorrow of the death, etc. Simple. Jnanam is a solution for moksha. So simple, right? Then in 3rd chapter, Karmana eva. Karmana eva. Karma can never give knowledge. What that's otherwise everyone, maybe you and me are doing less karmas, people are doing lot. People are doing lot. So much people are doing, my God, running the organizations and running the countries and what not. They must be jnani. Same ignorant person. Karma cannot. Karma itself is possible when there is a subject, there is agency. There is a subject. The karta is there. Without karta, where is karma? So in the karakas, in all the accessories of the actions, the very first karaka is karta, expressed in the first case in the Sanskrit grammar. Karta, prathama vibhakti. And very karta itself is a notion. Itself is a notion. I am karta is a notion. Unless you place a I sense in the organs of action, where is karta? Where is karta? Yeah. But I place in a organ, I sense in an organ of action because I am sense organs. If you are sense organs and organs of action, etc. Well, throughout all the states of experience, you should be, because that's your nature. But you are karta for a moment, and then you become bhoktas, experiencer next moment. That shows you as though withdraw the I sense from the organs of action and place now I sense in the sense organ. Then you place I sense in your mind. Then you place I sense in your prana saying I am hungry. Then you place I sense in your body when you say I am 5 feet 8 inches. So where is I? What is I that? What is I? What is sense organ is not organ of action. Yeah. And you withdraw the I sense from entire thing. Entire thing. Please apply, give a logic to yourself. Give a logic. Just a simple logic. Simple logic will help you to make yourself free from the sense of individuality. There is nothing called individual. It's purely a sense. What is there is just Ishvara. This is the vision of the Veda. What is there, along with the names and forms and without names and forms, what is just there? What is Ishvara. There is no isness in individual. There is only one being, and that is Ishvara. There is only one being. There are not many beings. There are not sentient beings, and they are many and nothing. The very sense of the very beingness come in anything is due to this consciousness. Without consciousness, there is no being. Consciousness is the being, in fact, and therefore everything has a beingness in the beingness which is borrowed actually. Anyway, so there is no individual. That is what Mahavakya tells you. You are Brahman. So then you, the individual, is totally gone. Bhagatyaga Lakshana. It's gone. You are a mixture of this Ahankara and Sakshi, and the Ahankara is Mithya. The individuality is Mithya, which has arisen because you manifest in the mind, and well, definitely you say I am mind, and you also say I am sense organs, I am organs of action, etc. That's how Karta Bhokta arises. It's purely ignorance, and therefore definitely the very kartrutvam and the karmas, etc., all possible because there is a self-ignorance. And therefore, such a karma which is a product of this ignorance, how can he remove the ajnana? Itself is a product. Never a fact can remove a cause. Effect can never remove a cause. Never. Never. Snake can never remove a rope. Snake cannot remove a rope. Snake itself is an effect born of the ignorance, not born of rope. Snake is born of the ignorance of the rope. Right? That snake, which is born of the ignorance of the rope, being mithya, how can it remove the very satyam rope? And therefore, definitely, karmana eva samsiddhim asthitaha janakadeha, Bhagavan says, it's a loose, because if we take it like this, that see, Bhagavan says karma also gives moksha, jnanam also gives moksha. In second chapter, Bhagavan said jnanam gives moksha. Third chapter, he changed the gear and said now karma gives moksha. And not only said karmana eva. That's very true. Very, very true. Hey, you also change. Yeah, I am under influence of Bhagavan. I will also change. Yeah. Because if you bypass, karma means karma yoga, it's a third chapter. If you bypass this karma yoga, where is jnanam and moksha? Where is that? Yeah, That's what Bhagavan says. And we do bypass. We do bypass and you sit. And what happens? One who sits, bypassing karma, karma yoga, one who sits, well, Bhagavan says, dangerous. He has taken a sannyasa, giving up karma. Well, Bhagavan says, sannyasastu mahabaho. Today itself I discussed and it just came to my mind now. Sannyasastu mahabaho, dukhamaptu mayogatah. Taking sannyasa without this adhikaritvam, which is gained through karma, if you sit, it is not going to help. Bhagavan said it is mithyachara. Bhagavan also said in the 3rd chapter, giving a warning to Arjuna. He wanted to go away from this war, fight, etc. and want to sit down under some tree or in Rishikesh and wants to gain knowledge. No, no. Therefore, karmana eva. Correct. Indeed, one should do karma yoga, gain purity and then jnana, etc. Anyway, so same way here, Nirguna Brahma Upasana also is a manasa karma. Well, so Acharya says Upasana leads to knowledge. That's how it started in 123. So Upasana leads to knowledge. Oh, karma leads to knowledge. Never, never. One has to parallel do Shravanam and Shravanam becomes effective and definitely one understands this fact. Fact is understood. That's it. When the fact is understood, you definitely, when you are alive to the facts, the advantage comes to you. If you are not alive to the facts, well, then you will commit errors. And those errors will definitely, they turn into a curse in a human life. So anyway, up to 135, that was the topic. Now the thing is, if Nirguna Brahma Upasana gives knowledge, means like this one, we would like to know, okay, we'll start. Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi. There is nothing, not a big deal, Swamiji. We have to just repeat. No, nothing. You you sit and people do Om Namah Shivaya like that. You just repeat. Don't apply any mind. Oh, how can I be Brahman? That is Mahavakya. That is not understood, that's how we are resorting to this. Therefore, live it. Live it, that thing. Aham Brahmasmi, keep repeating. That's it. Just repeat. Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi. That's it. In your own advantage. Then how much I should repeat, how long I should do. When will I gain knowledge then? When the Shravanam becomes effective. That's a topic now. That's a topic. And suppose I repeat throughout the life and still, suppose at the end of the life also I have not understood this Mahavakya, even though I am listening to Shastra, still I am not able to understand. Then what will happen to me? In next Janma, will I get the connection or will I have to start from the scratch? What? All these type of questions are answered now. So that's a topic from 136, etc. Okay. So, yasya upasanam na pakvam. When upasana does not fructify, suppose, iha. Iha means idanim, now. Means when you are doing this upasana, etc., but suppose it doesn't fructify, saha, that person, marane, towards the end of the life, suppose. Because, well, definitely, the obstacles have gone, you have gained a vairagyam, etc. Well, tattvam vijnaya, having gained this knowledge, well, he gets a freedom. So, Nirguna Brahma Upasaka also continues, of course, Shravanam parallelly, and he gains freedom. Muchyate. That's how tattvam vijnaya muchyate. Knowing this truth of the self, well, he is liberated. Then you don't need a guarantee from anybody, a teacher or a lord or anybody, and because you are free. But suppose in this Janma, even if you are doing this Nirguna Brahma Upasana, and whenever a teacher talks about a fact that you are Brahman, if you are not able to say I am Brahman, or you are not able to understand still, and you have a yet and but and all that, then definitely yet. So Swami says you are free. He said yet. Means yet I have to become free. That's it. I have to become free. Over. Nirguna Brahma Upasana continue. So, or you say, Swami, you are free. You are saying that you are free. But, okay, Nirguna Brahma Upasana continues. So, yet and but. Fact means if you it is understood, a fact is understood, where is yet and but? There is no yet and but. But these things are there and it continues throughout the life, suppose. Then, well, Brahmalokeva. Abba. Now he has introduced this. So, after death, because the teacher says, that you are free. He says, well, I don't think so. Perhaps, Swami, I think in next Janma or something. Next Janma I gain this knowledge. And also says, you also again take the Janma to teach me. So, that is, that why should he says you don't have a Janma. He says, no, I will get Janma and you also come to teach. Swamiji, has anybody told me? Yes, I have heard several times that Swami, you next Janma also you keep coming and teaching. That is a curse given to us, So, anyway, but Brahmalokeva, so he is adding. Teacher is telling, Vidyaranya is telling, well, after death, he travels. As a result of Nirguna Brahma Upasana, he travels. So, the result, the destination of travel is only one. If you continue with this Upasana, you don't have any other Janma. If you really continue. And I will tell you how this is possible. If you continue that I am Brahman, and not able to accept this fact, Shravanam is still not effective for you, Mahavakya is not able to, you are not able to appreciate, nothing to worry. Your destination after this life will be one. And that is Brahmaloka. You are going to meet a teacher in a very beautiful environment with a new body and such a very, very sophisticated mind, very sophisticated mind, in which Brahmaji just opens once and explains just one prakriya. You are free from Karana, Sharira and subtle body and this. You are basically Brahman, Nirgunam Brahma, Nityam Brahma, etc. And this person understands. Because exalted Upadhi. Already samskaras are there, upasanas he has done, and Brahmaji, such a teacher. Therefore, well, this knowledge will occur like this. Person will gain Karma Mukti. We have heard like this, we have heard. Yeah, in a chapter 7, chapter 8, I'm sorry. We'll be discussing that. That's how he's quoting now chapter 8 in verse 37. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram tam tamevaiti yacchittah tena yati iti shastratah. A little change, So, Vidyaranya is quoting Bhagavad Gita, but that the first line and the second half line is from Bhagavad Gita. The rest is from something else. Yeah, he can do all this. Amazing teacher. He just picks up the very right thing from so much of all the sources. It must be in his mind. Anyway, so Bhagavan says, in case of this Ajnani, Karmi or Upasaka, well, his nature of the final thought at the time of death, of course, is determining his or her Punarjanma. So, well, definitely, Punarjanma is definite. Yam yam bhavam, whatever object or person smaran, thinking, antakale, maranakale, well, kalevaram tyajati. So, what will be his last thought will determine the next Janma. Now this is too much. How can you say, Swamiji, last thought so can determine? Very beautifully explained there in the 8th chapter. This is the 6th verse in the 8th chapter, Bhagavad Gita. See, basically your last thought, generally your thoughts are determined by your personality. Depending upon your personalities, you entertain the thoughts. Yeah. So that is how we have a different types of thoughts. You, me, everyone. Because my personality is different. So personality determines the thoughts first. And therefore personality determines the last thought. Now how the personality is built? or personality is dependent upon what? Well, in a personality is not there in a initial phase of a human life. A child doesn't have a personality. An infant has no personality. He's a person, all right, but not personality. Yeah, personality slowly uncovers some of the baggage of the past life. Uncovers. That's how you find at 2.5 years or even maximum up to 4.5 years, certain tendencies which result into personality start manifesting. That you give a certain thing to a child, it likes. Certain thing you give, it just throws out. Right? Even you, the two, maybe sometime in twins, you give a banana to both half. One just doesn't like, does like that. And one just gulps it. But it starts manifesting. And then further experiences also are, are there as a conscious being now, and then develops a new tendencies. Like that, when you become a young, well, so from the age you become a conscious, really. The child is not conscious, infant is not conscious. So even if you don't, clothes are not there, he doesn't have any. So, but later he becomes conscious of as an individual. And then he operates his will, free will. And then young also, teen, and then young adult, and of course later. Every will is there and tendencies are there. But definitely between will and tendencies, will and vasanas, will is predominant. And that is why the person is able to shape oneself and develops a new tendencies. This all is possible in human life initially. But as you gather experiences further, then now tendencies are strengthened, vasanas are strengthened, and towards middle age and then later, well, old age, what is there is just tendencies, all habits, no more will. Even if you tell a old person to change a certain habit because of which he is falling sick, he is not able to change. So that shows, in an old age, since the tendencies, whatever the tendencies are there, are predominant, definitely at the end of the life, your thought is based on your not will. Your thought is based on tendencies. So definitely the last thought is determined by your personality. Personality is based on tendencies, and tendencies based on your experiences. You gather varieties of experiences are there. Based on that you develop vasanas. So, and that will result into habits or tendencies, and that will determine your personality, and that will determine ultimately your thought patterns. Also it will determine the thought at the end of the life. So if you really want the end of the life will be like that, I am Brahman, or there is a Brahman, there is a Paramatma, etc., which will help you to go to Brahmaloka, well, you have to change your personality. Your tendencies should be different. And tendency, if you want a tendencies to be different, your lifestyle should be different. Yeah. So lifestyle, in which definitely a given lifestyle will have a one kind of experiences. Now, like the experiences, my lifestyle is like this, then I will have a certain type of experiences. Then my tendencies also will be like this. If a person is suppose a grihastha or anyone else, has a different lifestyle, then he will have a different types of experiences. Then he will develop a different type of tendencies, naturally. So personality will be different. Both persons are there, but now predominance of a personality. Yeah. Person is not predominant. Person is predominant only in childhood. That's why there is a more joy, actually, honestly. When there is a more of a personality rather than a person. Person is covered under personality, honestly. then there is less joy. There is a less joy actually. That is what we say. If you really want a joy or freedom in your life, get rid of your personality. Get rid of your personality, likes and dislikes, tendencies, etc., etc. Neutralize it and be a more person. To such a person, you are free person from basically likes and dislikes. To him, if it is told that you are freedom, you are a free person, absolutely you are free, he will understand immediately. He will understand. A person who is bound by likes and dislikes, tendencies, habits, that is predominant, will not be able to understand what is this freedom. And I am of the nature of freedom. That's impossible to understand. So basically, this is how yamyam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram. The law, when the person, yamyam vapi smaran, so whatever the object or a person, thinking, well, antakale tyajati, shariram tyajati, tam tamaveva, that particular surrounding or object, well, gacchati. So if he thinks of Brahman, because he has that lifestyle of upasaka, then, well, he has developed a tendency, his personality is of a upasaka. I am Brahman or a Saguna Brahma Upasana also. I am talking both now, because in a chapter 8, there is no Nirguna Brahma Upasana. Please understand. There it is, Bhagavan said, because Om iti Vyaharans Ma Manusmaran. So Bhagavan said he continuously meditates on Saguna Brahma, resorting to taking alambana of the Omkara. Yeah, and one can do. That Omkara basically has a 3 matras, and all the 3 matras stand for the entire universe. Everything is 3. Ultimately, everything is 3. Trigunam. Everything is Trigunam. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. That's the whole world. The very Upasaka and this creation. The Vyashti and Samashti, all is Triguna. That's it. Consciousness is free from Guna. So, well, Akara, Ukara, Makara. Or the creation, if we are looking at it, and well, the very creation reveals it's Akara. Because when you chant Akara, you open the mouth. So means the creation happens. When you open the mouth, you are able to utter the names. Yeah. So Akara is a basis for all the names. And all the names are connected to the meanings. Rupam. That's what the creation is. So there in Bandukya very beautifully said, Abhidhana, Abhideya, etc. Abhidhana means name. Abhideya means Rupam, the meaning. And therefore, Akara is the basis for all the names and forms. Right? Ukara is basically is in middle. Makara, when you say Ma, then you are closing the mouth. Without closing the mouth, without both the lips coming together, you will not be able to utter Makara. So try. So Makara means a resolution. Akara stands for, well, basically a creation. And between creation and resolution, creation and resolution is both are sustained. That's Ukara. So Akara, Ukara, Makara, that's Om. So he is basically meditating on Saguna Brahma. This is Virat, Purusha. Either in form of Trigunas, either in form of a creator resolution, of the one who resolves, or one who sustains. Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. Either way. So Omkara stands for Saguna Brahma. So in 7th chapter it is said, Om iti Vyaharan Ma Manusmara. Om iti Vyaharan. So he is chanting Om and Ma Manusmara. Bhagavan said, I am in the form of the Virat. He is Anusmaran. He is doing this Upasana. So he has a lifestyle of a Upasaka, and definitely he has developed now tendencies, Vasanas of the Saguna Brahma and his mind, and definitely then at the end of the life also. He has a thought whose object is Ishvara, and such person will reach Ishvara. Yeah, he will reach Ishvara. What Bhagavan said has a basis in Chandogya and Brihadaranyaka. I will be talking to you. So, yamyam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram tam tam eva iti kaunteya. There it is. But here tam tam eva eti. Well, he attains that. Then he said yachittaha. That's a different now. Yachittaha tena yati iti. That's a Prashna Upanishad. 3:10. So yachittaha, one who has well, with whatever the object is there in the person in mind who is dying, well, accordingly tena yati. Accordingly, he will travel. Yat chittaha means yat chitte yasya saha. That is yat chittaha. So that person will reach that, whatever predominant thought. So definitely, you and me will want, suppose in case if we are not getting knowledge, at least we want Brahman, then we should go to Brahmaloka, at least we gain Karma Mukti. If we don't get here, then we should change what will be the last thought. That depends upon our personality. Personality will be determined by the lifestyle. So, well, if you want the last thought to be of this type, then change your lifestyle. Lifestyle changing means, well, resorting. You become a upasaka, resorting to upasana, etc. That will, well, let's say that will create a vasanas in your mind, tendencies in your mind of constantly uttering this, and definitely last thought also will be determined by that. Anyway, so Vidyadhara says apply same principle. What is applied in the Saguna Brahma Upasaka, which is described in the 8th chapter. 8th chapter is really a very unique chapter. Really. Generally, upasanas we have said as a means to gain jnanam. So, as a focusing capacity, etc., which help you in this life, you gain jnanam and become free, jivan mukti. But in 8th chapter, upasana has been said as a means for krama mukti, not sadhya mukti or jivan mukti. So, it's a little different chapter. Yeah, 8th chapter Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. 9th chapter, 10th chapter Bhagavan talked about vibhuti, glories, which you meditate upon. And definitely, of course, obstacles will go. Both drashta, adrishta, both. Drashta obstacle will be your mind was not having an abiding capacity. Now you gain a focusing capacity, abiding capacity. Also an adrishta, naturally, because you are seeing the glory of Ishvara. Definitely bring adrishta also in your life. And definitely that way it helps. This Saguna Brahma Upasana helps. But Bhagavan said Saguna Brahma Upasana person is doing and not able to gain knowledge in this life and gain Jivan Mukti. Well, then what will happen to him? Well, then in 8th chapter, Bhagavan specifically talked about the person who has this last thought of this of Ishvara and goes to Brahmaloka and gains a Krama Mukti. Like that, it is the thing. Okay, verse 138. Antya pratyayato nunam bhavi janma yatha tatha sati nirguna pratyayopi syat sagunopasani yatha. Before I go into that, I would like to say, because if you see, if you have a Ramakrishna Mission book, you will find in that verse 137, there are 4 references given. First is Bhagavad Gita, that 8th chapter, 6th shloka, that is fine. And then Prashnopanishad also that I told you, Yat chittaha tena yati. That also is Prashnopanishad. But then, rest of the thing, rest of the, these references are for what? Chandogya and Brihadaranyaka Upanishad references are there. Well, the same, actually, those mantras, well, has not been paraphrased here. They have not been paraphrased, or neither a part of it has been quoted. But this principle, this idea that whatever you meditate upon, ultimately you become that, right? So that kind of a thing is discussed in Chandogya and Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. And it is called Tat Kratu Nyaya. Very beautiful. I have just written down a mantra from a Chandogya Upanishad in the 3rd chapter, 14th khanda, and the first mantra. And that is it's actually Upasana. The first 5 chapters, of a Chandogya Upanishad, they are pertaining to varieties of the Upasanas. All Vedic Upasana, Saguna Brahma Upasana only. And then rest 6, 7, 8, 9, etc. They are chapters of a Jnanam. Well, but in the 3rd chapter, that Upasana is there. In the 14th khanda, 3rd chapter, and the first mantra, very, very popular mantra is there, which we also quote sometime. And that is Sarvam Khaludam Brahma Tad Jalaniti Shantopasita. That's the beginning. And then Atha Khalu Kratumayaha Purushaha यथा क्रतुः अस्मिन् लोके पुरुषो भवति तथा इतः प्रेत्य भवति सह कर्तुं कुर्वीत. So, first part is sarvam khalu idam brahma tad jalan iti shantopasit. Iti shantopasit. Gaining a certain calmness, the poise in the mind, this person meditates on Brahman, Ishvara. What? Sarvam khalu idam brahma. This all is basically Brahman. Why? Well, tad jalan, ja, janma, la, laya, an means sustenance. That's how word prana has an an. Pra plus an becomes pran. So that's a verb. And from that they made praniti and becomes a prana is a noun made from that root. So that's sthiti, sustenance. So tad jalan. So basically tadja, talla, tadan. From that everything is born, created. From and what is that alone sustains everything. And tad an, unto which everything resolves. That is Brahman. And this is how Upanishad defines. In Taittiriya you know very well, right? Yato va imani bhutani jayante yena jatani jivanti yat prayanti abhisambishanti tad brahma. In the Bhruguvalli. Yato va imani bhutani jayante, from which everything is born, everything is sustained, and unto which everything is resolved, which is the cause of the entire universe. Well, ultimately, that is, everything is so, then there is nothing other than Brahman, right? There is nothing other than Brahman, because everything is born from that, sustained by that. When everything is born, see, the sustenance could be, everything is born. We can take even a nimitta karana also. Like, see, so the pot maker basically gives a birth. If I can say that pot maker gives a birth to the pot. But in one way it is true. There is nothing wrong in saying. So the efficient cause is responsible for the birth. But efficient cause is not responsible, may not have that capacity to sustain the pot. And pot doesn't resolve into pot maker. So therefore, this sustenance and resolution indicates a material cause. And therefore, basically here, tajja, well, he is also nimitta karanam, naturally, because without knowledge, without desire, without skill, pot cannot be born from the pot maker. First, he should have a desire, he should have a knowledge, and he should have a skills also, capacity to make, etc. So that is fine. But basically, this indicates a material cause. So definitely, from material cause, everything is born, sustained, and resolves. So that is Brahman, and therefore everything is Brahman. Because other than the effect cannot be away from the material cause. In fact, effect is the cause. Effect is the cause. Yeah. Effect is the cause. Then cause is effect. Never say that. Cause is not effect. Yeah. Cause has a status cause. Okay. Cause has a status cause if it gives rise to effect. Otherwise not. It's not a cause. Clay is not called cause. If clay gives rise to a effect called pot, then we say clay is a cause. Yeah. Therefore, but effect also, so-called pot also is clay alone. And therefore, the very cause effect is a mithya thing. There is nothing called cause effect. It's okay. One way it is okay. But otherwise, this cause effect, Puja Swamiji very nicely explains all this. This cause effect bifurcation division is not a real division kind of a thing. In fact, there is nothing called effect and nothing called cause. There is only clay. That's it. Which is not a cause, which is not an effect. Nothing. Clay is clay. That's the reality. When there is a pot, you say clay is a cause. But we say when pot is mithya, the very cause status to the clay also is mithya. Okay. That's how it is. And therefore, that's how we say Atma or Brahman is free from even cause and effect, everything. Due to Maya alone, we give this status. Anyway, so let's not go into that. But here it is said, Tat Jalan, Sarvam Khalu Idam Brahma. Idam Jagat Sarvam Khalu, indeed, is Brahman. better meditate. Tat jalan, tat jalan, tat jalan. That's a mantra. Tat jalan, tajja, talla, tadan. Iti shantopasita. Being quiet, your mind should not make much noise. Being quiet, well, do this upasana. In that mantra, this is said further, Athakalu kratumayaha purushaha yatha kratuhu asmin loke purusho bhavati tatha itah pretya bhavati. Kratu means a sankalpa, your own nishchaya, your own decision, and doing accordingly will result into your nishchaya. You decide to be a Ishvara or to be identified with the Ishvara, and you start doing this. You have that sankalpa and you do it now, upasana. Well, itaf pretya, living this body, you will become Ishvara. Going to the Brahmaloka and understanding you are Brahman. Well, where is a now meditator? When it is told you are Brahman, where is that meditator? Gone. Okay. So so this is called Tat Kratu Nyaya. So in English also we have that proverb. As man thinks, so he becomes. Yeah, that's what it is. So this is actually a student is asking, or a Purapaksha, let us say. So basically, Antya Pratyayatah Bhavi Janma Noonam Bhavati. Antya Pratyayatah. Pratyaya means a thought. And Antya Pratyaya, final thought. Pratyayataha, that taha indicates a cause. Because of the final thought, etc. Bhavi Janma, depending upon that final thought, depending upon the object of that thought, Bhavi Janma, the next Janma, Noonam, indeed. Bhavati Vidyaranya says, well, indeed that will happen. And that I have explained you how it happens. So, Bhavi Janma Noonam Bhavati. If that is, suppose a student is asking that is true, that Bhagavan said in the 8th chapter about the Saguna Brahma Upasaka, very fine, that he was meditating on the Saguna Brahma while resorting to the Omkara, etc., that everything is Ishvara, and definitely in the next Janma he will be one with the Ishvara, going to Brahmaloka, etc. We can understand. But this, your Upasaka is a Nirguna Brahma Upasaka. I am Brahman, I am Brahman, I am Brahman. What will happen to him after death? Suppose if he doesn't gain a knowledge. So Vidyaranya says, Tatha Sati. Well, if this is your question, Nirguna Pratyaya api syat. So for Nirguna Brahma Upasaka also, Nirguna Brahma Upasana Vritti will take place because of his lifelong practice. That will happen even at the time of death. Yatha Saguna Upasane, like Saguna Brahma Upasaka. Well, this rule is there. Whatever the rule is applying for the Saguna Brahma Upasaka, well, he will also have this pratyaya accordingly. Yamyambapi Smaran Brahma, we can take it for even Nirguna Brahma Upasaka also. Well, even though he has not yet understood that I am Brahman, he will definitely understand this fact, I am Brahman, going to Brahmaloka. So, any upasana, well, if your lifestyle is based on certain meditation, then definitely, even if one is not able to fulfill the goal in a given human life, one can definitely gain the goal in other life. By Ishvara's grace, one definitely, upasana leads to Brahmaloka, no other gati, and gains this. Such a big thing. Anyway, this is all we are discussing with respect to Upasaka. For Jnani, that is not the case. Tanum Tyajatu va, etc., etc. If you see in Tattva Bodha, whether he leaves this body in Himalaya, or he leaves the body in Everest, or he leaves the body in a city somewhere, well, he has not to go anywhere, because he has understood that he is not a traveler. That's it. He is not a traveler. One who takes oneself to be a traveler, Bhagavan shows him a best destination, because he meditates on Ishvara. Verse 139. Nitya nirguna rupam tat nama matrena giyatam arthato moksha eveshah samvadi brahmavan matah. So Vidyaranya answers another possible question. This is beautiful. Some questions say, student asks or Purvapakshi asks and then Vidyaranya resolves. Then further question, then further resolve. This is called Mananam. Shravanam, Mananam goes together. Yeah. There is nothing called Mananam. Somebody said that I am on the stage of Mananam. We have to really doubt what is that actually. There is nothing called like that. So Shravanam itself, the Acharyas, their commentaries, their books, textbook, Prakaranas, Bhashyakara's commentary, all those are basically ultimately to give you knowledge free from the doubt. That's it. So Shravanam Mananam goes together only. We consider it as a one unit to give you clarity. Nidhyasana is something different because that depends upon one's own tendency to take oneself as a body from beginningless ignorance. And therefore that takes time. That's a habitual error. Takes time to go, and for that we have to invoke this teaching which is clear to you now through Shravan Mananam again and again. That's how you will be free from the error naturally. There is nothing some mystical in Nidhyasanam. No mystical. There is no mysticism at all in Vedanta. Vedanta talks about something which is based on reality, and that reality which is hidden in your daily experiences, which is there, but you are not able to appreciate. The way we science appreciate, science only reveals certain realities in your experiences. Same way. So Vidyaranya answers this possible question here. Purvapakshi says, suppose Nirguna Brahma Upasaka thinks of Nirguna Brahma at a time of death, I am Brahman, then as per your Tat Kratu Nyaya, so, which I discussed, he should become one with Nirguna Brahma, and then so Aikyam happens. And then where is the question of a moksha now? He will gain Aikyam with the Nirguna Brahma, but he will not gain yet moksha. Vidyaranya says Nirguna Brahma Aikyam alone is called moksha. I am Brahman, free from attributes, means I am free. That's it. I am free. That is called moksha. Somebody said, Swamiji, there's a train which is going from Mumbai to Amritsar. It's a Swarna Mandir Express. Then other person said, no. Basically, the Swarna Mandir Express doesn't go from Mumbai to Amritsar. Golden Temple Express goes. Yeah, what is this? Yeah. There is a train from Chennai to, I think, Bangalore or Coimbatore, I don't remember. But that's a Nilgiri Express. And they have written, and on some bogies you will find Nilgiri Express. And other bogies you will find that Blue Mountain Express. Really, it is there. Because I have travelled in that train. So somebody says, no, I go by Blue Mountain Express. That only goes to Coimbatore. Other says, no, Nilgiri Express go. It is one thing. So, Nirguna Brahma, I become one with the Nirguna Brahma. But what about my moksha? You become one. So, Nitya Nirguna Rupam Tat, may that goal of Nirguna Brahma Upasaka, what is that? Nitya Nirguna Rupam, Nitya Nirgunam, which is timeless, which is free from any attributes, etc. That Aikyam will happen in next life, of course. Where? In Brahmaloka. How? Well, Brahmaji is there. Kena Upanishad, Mundaka Upanishad, Chaturmukha. Nothing to worry. Okay. But 4 Upanishads, I can't listen. You will have a body, sir. It's a Brahmaloka body. So it's an exalted body you will have. Yeah, definitely. And there is a Tartamya in the various bodies. We know very well. Here itself we find some people are very exalted, some people are not so exalted. Some people are able to understand as it is uttered. Some people are not able to understand. Some people are able to understand partly. All these things here also we see. So there is always a Tartamya. Because the Tartamya in the Karma Phala, Prarabdha. And he has done a long upasana, a lifelong upasana. But Swamiji, lifelong means he has to start in the, from the childhood. No. From wherever you start, we call lifelong. Nothing to worry. Yeah. One should not, if one loses time, that's a pramada. There is no excuse. And I think Ishvara is a cruel so far as this is concerned. I have given you opportunity, you have lost, then definitely whatever comes now in your course will come. No, sorry you say, he has a compassion, But still it takes time, you gain your karma phala first. So nitya nirguna rupam tat nama matrena giyata. Let it be called by distinct name, any name, Nilgiri Express or Blue Mountain. Arthataha, in meaning, moksha eva, esha. Well, so this is called moksha. So you can understand, nitya nirguna rupam moksha. Nitya nirguna rupam is basically a neuter, and that is equated with the moksha, which is pullinga. How can Swamiji be, the neuter is masculine? That's called, in Sanskritam we have one is a uddeshya, other is called vidheya. So when you want to ultimately, vidheya means what you really want to convey through that sentence. If you want to give a predominance of that which you want to convey, if whatever be the linga, that will be shown. So nitya nirguna rupam brahma, that's fine. But what wants to convey this sentence? That alone is called moksha, and moksha happens to be, mokshaha is happen to be in a masculine. Therefore, we put it in a pullinga. Why? Because we ultimately don't want to convey that this upasana leads to aikyam of a nirguna brahma. No, that is called moksha, that we want to convey, and therefore we give a predominance of, we want to convey moksha, and therefore we put this linga, because moksha happens to be in a pullinga. So uddeshya and videya. Videya means what you want to convey. Uddeshya means what you mention, what is there. Well, is called uddeshya. What you want to convey is called videya. And really we want to convey that aikyam with this nitya nirguna rupam is nothing but moksha, that we want to convey, and therefore we definitely put it like this. Videya is a moksha, that happens to be in pullinga. Anyway, so, and how Sambadi Brahma Van Matah, just as a Sambadi Brahma leading to this positive benefit, this Nirguna Brahma Upasanam also leads to a very big benefit called Krama Mukti. Any Sambadi Brahma gives an advantage. We have already seen where in this chapter in beginning he has mentioned several examples of a pratyaksha, anumana, etc. How that anumana, you imagine, it was a Brahma. He saw actually a fog, and he thought it's a smoke, and thinking that the smoke is there in this valley, and therefore fire must be there. Actually, it was a fog. So it was a Brahma, but Sambadi Brahma, because when he went there, he really found there was a fire. There were a few huts, and there was fire, and he gained that fire because he was feeling so cold. So Sambadi Brahma leads to advantage. This Sambadi Brahma, he is already Brahman, but he takes himself to be Jiva. It's a Brahma only, and then superimpose upon himself as a Brahman. So that Sambadi Brahma ultimately helps him up to Krama Mukti. If he doesn't gain even in this life, nothing to worry. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.